Well, we raced in Teeswater. My goal was to make it to the feature, and guess what? I made it to the feature. I won my heat. I made it to the feature. Figure eight racing was going pretty good. I had no real issues. I ended up pushing two Hondas out of the heat back to their trailers because they both kind of had electrical issues, and it was kind of different. Like, Cavaliers are really not known to be that reliable, and Hondas are known to be super reliable. And here I am pushing two Hondas back to their trailer. So that was kind of funny, but all good. So we won the heat, went into the finals. I was a little nervous, again, against some great drivers. Off the bat, I spun a Nissan. He wasn't purposely blocking my way, but he was just a little slower. He was a nice guy and all, but I just had to get around him, and I didn't want to hit him, so I just spun him to get him out. And then I started racing, catching up to first and second, because I was in third. And then I caught up, and then I kind of got shoved a couple wide on some corners, and I had to put it in reverse, put it in drive. The car kind of felt like it stumbled a bit. Hopefully we catch that on the in-car cameras, like that one there and that one up there. But hopefully we catch that, because I got to figure that out. Steven says that cars do not like being slammed from drive to reverse at full throttle, so we're going to have to figure that one out. And then I ended up catching second place in the cross, and I just wanted to spin him out of the way, but his car, when it hit mine, I guess it did a lot more damage than I was intending. And his car kind of got a little damaged. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I didn't mean to do that. After the race, they tried to hand me my second place trophy, but I didn't really care for it. I wanted to go make sure that the guy I hit was okay. He said he was okay. Says he hasn't been rocked like that in a couple of times, but we ended up finishing second in Teeswater. Some of the modifications we've made to the car have actually worked out. So what we ended up doing is we added a lot more cage. I could feel the car being heavier. I really could. But then Steven did some stuff to the engine, and I'm going to be putting up a video of him hooking his HP tuners up. And we tried data logging. I'm not sure if it worked. He's got to still hook it up today. But the water pump seemed to work 100 times better. We put a new mechanical water pump and we put an electric water pump in this, and it seemed to work really good. We actually went to a smaller radiator, but that doesn't seem to matter because it still seems to work really good. I would like to upgrade this radiator to a big one. Lights worked really good, zero complaints there. Somebody told me that one of my tires wasn't unlocking in the heat in the finals. Maybe that's why the car felt slower. I think I was forgetting to pull the cylinders back. So they're out, retract, out, retract. I don't think I'm retracting them, so I got to remember to keep doing that. So we did get second overall. I didn't mean to hit that car as hard as I did. I just meant to spin him out of the way. But as you guys can clearly see, this car is getting damaged itself. We are getting our doors ripped apart. They haven't got the rear axle, which is kind of nice because I haven't had to fix it. But if you come over here to the driver's side, this door is ripping away. I don't know what's going on there. Galaxies, I felt like I was having to take my corners a little bit wider, so I was trying to get tighter to the corners, and I felt like I was kind of losing a lot of speed by doing that. I'm gonna have to determine if that's the proper course, to go wide or go tight. I felt like when I went wide, I was slower. I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna have to watch back the footage, and maybe I can time it in some of my footage and see if going wide is better or going tight is better, but I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, the car is definitely getting some marks. Like, I don't know what caused this one, but it's like straight down all the way to the rockers. So we're gonna have to figure that out, but everything on the car is pretty good. We actually just drove it here and turned it off. We're gonna tarp it up because it's gonna be about a month before the next time this car is actually driven. And we gotta build 2 more cars before we are able to race this thing again. Am I liking the figure eight? You know what? Let's turn this camera around. Am I liking the figure eight? Yes. I'm really liking the figure eight. the problem is I like to be the first one in the ring because I get like these massive, I wouldn't say they're panic attacks. I think it's just like super excited, want to do everything, and I need to be the first one in the ring. And I don't think it's working out to my advantage in figure eight. I think the first one in the ring is not a huge advantage because now you're on the outside or you're in the back. So maybe I need to slow down my emphasis to get in. And my problem is I don't see people when they're coming up to the cross. And maybe it's because of the Derby, I'm focused on the corner. When they're coming up to the cross, I'm not seeing them and I'm hitting them. And I'm having people say stuff to me that like some of the hits are unnecessary. In the heat, I was a lap ahead. So I actually stopped being so aggressive and tried not to pass people. And it was actually bothering me trying to slow myself down. So I think I personally have a lot to learn with these. I think that I need to not only see the corner ahead of me, but also see the car coming at me. And I think that's going to help me in the long run because hitting people does slow you down. I didn't have as much problems with my hand coming off the wheel this time. I don't like my seat position in this, so we're going to have to figure something out. I'm smacking my knee off a lot of things. But am I liking figure eight? Yes. I find it super fast paced. I find that you have zero time to think, and if somebody puts something in front of you, you don't have the time to react or go, and that is something I'm completely not used to. In the demolition derby world, I know it seems fast-paced when I'm in those cars, but other than like 3 derbies in my life, I've known where I am the entire time on the track. In figure eight, I don't really know where I am. I just know what I have to be doing, and I think that's something that I need to work on as a driver. I think the car is just about as good as it's going to get. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse as it goes now because people are going to start hitting it. But I think I need to improve. I think that I need to get better. But I am liking the figure eight. I am liking the fact that, well, I haven't really had it. But this time the car doesn't need any work. Last time it needed a lot of work. So hopefully I can just like get in it and go. There's still a couple little things that I would like to do to it, but other than that, I think we're good to go. Maybe I will hook a spring return up to it so it automatically retracts it, and I just have to, I don't know, we're going to figure something out here. But we did get another trophy. My goal was to make it to feature. I made it to feature, and I'm happy about that. I think if you set super high goals, you're just going to disappoint yourself. I think if you set realistic goals and you achieve them, you feel much better, and I feel better making feature. I do like the figure eight, and I think that it is a different aspect of the sport, and I think that it is growing hugely here in Ontario, and maybe it will grow other places with these Cavaliers. I get a lot of messages from people in the US telling me that their cars are not nearly allowed to be built like this, but it's a race, it's not a derby. Make the cars last, so then that way you can get multiple runs without fixing it, and that way you have the same driver that can go to all your events. And there's guys out there that do 30 plus events with one car a year, and in the derby world that's pretty much impossible. So thanks for watching, guys, and she's ready to go for the next one. I'm just going to cover her up for the next month or so it doesn't get filled with squirrel nuts and sticks and stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back here later on Zacks.